what were redundancies that what he thought and knows are built into the system to prevent such a situation from happening.
Yeah. Now, about 15 minutes ago, we were expecting to get a briefing on some of this information from.
I'm gonna show my face on this one.
Other officials. I'm assuming Con Ed was also.
I don't mind. Hell,
is Anthony Johnson? He's been on the West Side. Evening. We're being told that they are actually setting up for that briefing on the West Side now, and so I'm assuming what we are going to hear is some of the information that just highlighted for us in terms of what may have triggered this problem, and I think we're all keeping our fingers crossed that we may.
Something tells me they're updating the governor right now.
Get some additional information in terms of when they think they might be able to get.
Now they are live right here.
We'll quickly run down the top to bottom here before we get to the news conference. 6:45 is when this blackout started, affecting more than 43,000 customers. But again,
now I'm gonna tell you something. That power outage at around 6:45 today, between 6:45 and 7:30 today. My lights went off. For a quick second, maybe a good 2 seconds, the lights went off. And it came back on. That power outage, I'm thinking, was nationwide. Nobody just not saying anything. Now, why was that power outage nation? Now, why is Miami in the dark, first of all? And why did Georgia, I live in South Fulton by the airport. Why did the lights go off a little bit? For 2 seconds, and all of a sudden Manhattan is. Now I just talked to a friend of mine. He's in Brooklyn, and the lights is on in Brooklyn. But in Manhattan, they evacuated the Madison Square Garden, and J-Lo was having a concert, so they got everybody the hell out of there. Whoever want to see J-Lo is beyond me. I mean, give me a damn break. They still buying J-Lo tickets, man. I mean, I guess it's for each his own, but goddamn. So the power outage, I'm guessing, was nationwide. To me, it's not a coincidence that our lights went out and then Manhattan, they're like, it's funny why is Brooklyn is not out? Is it the same thing Rap the News talk about? Is it Wormwood knocking the electric grid out? Is it Nibiru knocking the electric grid out? You know what I'm saying? So what is it? What is it? But hey, let's see what they're talking about.
That means probably hundreds of thousands of people in Manhattan, most of them on the West Side, from approximately 71st Street on the Upper West Side, extending, we know, into the 40s, but perhaps, as the governor pointed out, some other pockets beyond that, because Madison Square Garden is one of those locations outside of those parameters that is having to be evacuated because...
I'm going to see, can I flip my phone around? Let me see what it show right. Hold on.
Of losing power tonight.
And that's north to south, from east to west. It's 5th Avenue all the way to the Hudson River. So again, that is a pretty significant swath of Manhattan, and you can see it here. These are live pictures from Newscopter 7. High above a scene that you don't often see is a dark section of Manhattan.
And many of the lights on the west side tonight are lights from automobiles or perhaps some buildings like our ABC headquarters that do have emergency generators, so they've got a little bit of power.
Yeah, but hospitals do as well. Some of those other big operations certainly have auxiliary power, but we're thinking tonight, the longer this goes, of senior citizens, those with health needs or medical concerns as well, making sure that they are taken care of. And I forget who it was that pointed it out. I think it was Council Speaker Corey Johnson. If you've got a friend or a pal or a relative or a loved one that could perhaps use a visit at this hour or a well check, this would be a great time to sort of reach out to them to make sure that they are A-OK.
And we have to point out the subways are greatly affected by this power outage. In fact, some of the trains not running. We do know that there are a couple of trains, especially the number 2 train,
Yep,
that is running along the west side. But you're talking about New York City, one train line is not going to get all those people where they need to go. You heard Naveen Dhaliwal talking to a mother at Columbus Circle who was frustrated. She and her daughter had walked from the 30s to Columbus. They were trying to figure out what train, what bus can we get on. I think she's trying to get back to the Bronx. I think that's a question a lot of people are asking tonight. We talked to one young lady who was on a train that had to be evacuated over at 57th Street. She lives in Queens. She was able to get on a bus, get back to Queens, but those are some of the other questions that are going to have to be answered. We're hoping to have some additional answers for you as the evening goes on.
a rough night for so many people who wanted a night of entertainment, whether it was the J-Lo concert at Madison Square Garden, whether it was movie theaters on the Upper West Side, or perhaps it was theater goers in Midtown. And with that, we're going to send it back to Sandy Kenyon, who is not far from the scene there. Can you walk us through an update, if you would, Sandy? Take it away.
I'd be happy to, Joe, and hello, Sandra. What you're seeing is really an amazement if you've been here, as we have, for a couple of hours. And Mike, I can go the other way, and you'll see these lights are on. Now, this is on the west side. Let me tell you the story of Times Square. It was really 2 Times Squares. One looked like a regular Saturday evening, and the other looked dark. Totally, completely dark. Now, these lights came on, I would say about 10 minutes ago. There was a cheer from the crowd. I looked up, and this is exactly as it looks on a typical Saturday night. Now, I'm going to step down here and see these crowds here have been waiting for this. They have been waiting for these lights to come on. Now, Mike, if you could pan right. So, for most of this evening, over on the east side, where those people are, the lights looked like another Saturday night. Now, when you go left, Mike, that was the part in our previous live shot that was dark. So, behind my shoulder right here, this was the part that was dark. And now the lights have come on, and the mood has turned very, very festive. People were using words like chaos, bizarre, surreal, and they were using all those phrases to describe Times Square, half lit, half dark. Now it looks like another Saturday night with the mood to match. Sandra, Joe?
All right, Sandy, thank you so much for that update, and that's a good update because it would indicate that Con Ed is making some progress in restoring power. We saw that as Sandy so adequately pointed out, it was half dark and half lit, and now it seems the lights are back on in Times Square, and the hope is it'll work its way north.
Exactly. You take a look at this picture. Actually, it illustrates what Sandy was telling us. Part of Manhattan is all lit up, and that little section there you see from Newscopter 7 is still very much dark as the utility tries to figure out the source of this problem and get it fixed.
The lights, according to Sandy, came back in Times Square right around 10 o'clock. The power went out at 6:45. You can do the math. A long time for the power to be out. And again, the hope and prayer is that the electricity will come back, moving north and come back quickly. We were waiting for an update that was supposed to happen, or told was going to happen, at about 9:45 at what seems to be the source of what triggered this outage at 64th Street in the West End, where the FDNY initially reported to a transformer fire, and then after talking to Governor Cuomo, he enlightened us further.
Yeah, he really did. Initially, it appears one substation blew out. I may not be saying that correctly. That triggered blowouts at least 4 other substations. The governor, very, very frustrated. He indicated that in past conversations with the utility, Con Ed, there had been discussion about making sure if you had a blowout at one substation, there was a breaker, as he described it, something to make sure that wasn't able to skip to the other substations, I guess, on that line. And again, I am ignorant of this.
I think people understand.
Specifically, but I think you know what I'm saying.
Utility verbiage we don't often use. So,
but his frustration was that did not appear to be in place tonight, and that is why this situation has spun out of control and has extended much farther than he believes it should have.
I do have an update, Sandra, from someone we talked to earlier, City Council Speaker Corey Johnson, just letting us know here to the newsroom that the outage affected what are 6 sections, if you will, of power that were initially knocked out, and he's telling us 2 of those sections have now been restored. Okay. So I'm guessing what Sandy is seeing confirms the fact that 2 of 6 sections that were knocked out, and again, I don't know how big or how widespread one section is, but a third of the way there in terms of restoring the power. So that's good news.
Yeah, we are, in fact, as Joe pointed out, waiting for an update. We had expected it to start at about 9:45. We're almost half an hour beyond that. We are told that they are right now preparing for that update. This is live. These are live pictures.
Live pictures
from the west side, 64th West End Avenue. Our Anthony Johnson has been there this evening, is there now, waiting for this news conference to begin. We are expecting to hear from the parties involved in this situation. That would include, I'm sure, emergency, Con Ed for sure, emergency management officials, someone from the FDNY, from the NYPD, any of the stakeholders.
Stop, pump your damn brakes. So why did my lights go out? Like, I'm trying to figure out, you can never get shit with these damn Edomites, man. They'll tell you any damn thing. They'll tell a lie in a minute. Motherfuckers tell a lie in a minute, man. Hold on. I don't know. I don't see anything. Because it came right back on. It came right back on like 10. It was 2 seconds. Y'all bear with me now. Seven seven zero 942 6576 942 6576.
to Greystone Power. If you're calling about a power outage, press 1. Para español, oprima ocho. Let's see if we can find your account. Please enter the phone number associated with the account, followed by the pound sign. Press.
The hell with it. But the power did go out a little bit for 2 seconds. Hold on 1 second.
And again, because it's scary for New Yorkers, it affects the local economy. It puts people at risk who have health conditions. It traps people in elevators. It knocks out the subway system. So there's a myriad of reasons why we can't allow this to happen again. And if the governor's saying that's the case, then that's good news.
I'm guessing it was the head of Con Ed who you called and got this latest information from, Mr. Speaker?
Yes, I spoke to the CEO of Con Edison about 5 minutes ago, and he gave me this update that the 2 sectors have come back online and the additional 4 should be up within the next 2 hours.
Did he provide you any indication as to more specifically what it was that triggered the outage?
No, he said that there wasn't serious damage to any of the equipment that they were looking at, but there was not an exact reason of why this happened tonight, and I'm sure sort of a forensic examination will take place to see exactly what happened and to hopefully prevent it from happening again in the future.
And we've been happy to report all evening here, Speaker, that there haven't been any reports of serious injuries, that there were people that were trapped in elevators. The FDNY was getting to them. Also, there had been word of some trains trapped in tunnels. Just, do you have any information in terms of updating us on that?
I haven't been told of any injuries, thank God.
Good news.
But one of the things that I've been seeing on social media, which I think is really moving in a time of confusion and scare and fear for this. You've seen New Yorkers out there when traffic lights are down, helping move traffic along. You've seen people who came out of Broadway shows, the cast, singing to people on the street. You've seen people stepping up and helping. We are the greatest city in the world, New York City. And in moments like this, when New Yorkers step up to help each other at a moment of crisis, we saw it after 9/11. We saw it in the blackout in 2003. We're seeing it tonight. It shows the best of our city in a time when the city needs help from everyone, from our first responders and law enforcement, all the way down to ordinary citizens who are doing their best to help out in these difficult moments. And that really is heartening, and it's really moving to see that happening.
Council Speaker, Corey Johnson, thanks so much for the update and for reaching out to the head of the CEO there of Con Ed for some quick answers.
Thank you very much.
All righty. He said he'd get back to us, and he did.
Yeah.
That's great news there. Encouraging to hear that, from what he was told, no serious damage to equipment. Because the thinking might be, if the damage was super serious, then it's going to take a long time to replace it, and an even longer time perhaps to even get the power back up.
Yeah, there's going to be some post-mortem.
Oh, for sure.
On this, for sure, with people trying to get to the bottom of this, trying to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Live pictures from Newscopter 7. And is that the West Side Highway, or is that Fifth Avenue? Or it can't be Fifth Avenue. Yeah, it's the West Side Highway. So the west side of Manhattan, Upper West Side of Manhattan there.
Yeah,
in the
you
dark.
see the west side up there in the left-hand corner. It's just,
Got it.
There's just that the dividing line. There's light on one side and the other side. Any other time I'd say, oh, that must be Central Park. But no, that's not Central Park, the black hole.
Exactly.
That is the west side of Manhattan.
Again, look in on your neighbor if he or she needs some assistance. If they're a senior, if they have some medical needs, make sure that they're A-OK. Be a great time to reach out to them, because when a power goes out, that means the air conditioning goes out. It means the elevators stop running. It means the escalators are no longer going up and down. It really can make life a little bit more difficult for those who need and want life to be easy.
Yeah, this has certainly been no normal Saturday night here in New York City. A lot of New Yorkers not expecting to have to walk. We've been getting word from some folks who would have just jumped in an Uber or Lyft or Veer or whatever, that there's been some surge pricing. So people who thought that, oh, I can't get on a train, I'm going to get in a car.
Right.
That was was something they didn't want to pay for tonight. So a lot of people are walking. And go ahead.
While others took the subway, the few that are running, and you saw how crowded they were, even though the advisory was from the MTA and from the New York City Transit Authority to stay out of the underground subway system because of the danger. The platforms are dark. It's hard to see. So nonetheless, if you were going to call an Uber and the price is not what you were ready to pay, the subway becomes your only option.
Yeah, and as we've said, this is the west side, this outage. So on the east side,
Yeah, the 4, 5, 6.
there may be a better opportunity. But of course, look, we're waiting to try to break that down. And I guess we'll have a better feel for it once we, I guess around maybe 11 o'clock we go on, we'll have a better feel for what trains are still running and what
Is that our
happens.
camera from Brooklyn on the left-hand side? Brian, our wonderful producer who's helping us out here.
Yes,
You're
it
looking-
is.
So you're looking across the Brooklyn Bridge, and that's Empire. So the lights are on, right? At Empire?
Empire?
Or is that One World Trade? But either way,
That's Empire.
That is
and
Empire,
that's,
yes.
Yeah.
It is One World Trade, okay. Because we were wondering whether the lights were on at Empire.
That
Madison
Brooklyn
Square
Bridge
Garden
is
right
coming
next to
down
it.
from an
People being
earthquake
evacuated
soon,
for
so
the Jennifer Lopez concert tonight.
They're doing that
So
now.
we know that the power, was out as far south as 33rd Street there on the west side.
And it's funny, you looking at that picture, you would have no indication that we are having a power issue.
Yes.
The picture that was up in the
From
left
Brooklyn,
there.
right,
Yeah.
looking at Lower Manhattan, and there you see just headlights and brake lights. The only stream of lights that are easily visible in a city of lights. The Manhattan skyline is we're proud of it. We love it. But tonight, at least on the west side of Manhattan, it is dark. There's Empire.
Yeah, and it is lit up.
Okay.
Again, as the governor mentioned, those
New York is a
parameters-
goddamn zoo, man. I used to live in Queens.
He's funny. He's very funny.
He's good on his feet, Governor. Yes,
Those are-
he threw out a footprint
It's a
and
damn
then
zoo.
to make sure that it included Madison Square Garden, which
Yeah,
is of
he
course
said the
33rd, 34th.
parameters were not exactly as apt.
Let me see something. I'm starting this chat. I'm still trying to use this, but to forget that, I'm trying to see how to use this sucker. All right, fam. We're gonna go off. I wanted to share that with you about Manhattan, cause the lights damn show went out for 2 seconds in Georgia. I don't know if they had. I feel like maybe it's something more than Con Edison. They might want to blame it on Con Edison, but nah. This fat woman called me a damn conspiracy theory, but not being funny. I don't want to say that about her, but it's funny how people will say stuff and they be on damn insulins, taking diabetes shots. You don't damn say little smart little cracks and shit, and you don't take care of your damn health. I'm not a thought. I told her, don't call me no damn conspiracy theorist. I'm a truth seeker, damn it. Shit, ain't no conspiracy about your damn stomach hanging over your belly, hanging over your belt buckle like a retired wrestler, like the Iron Sheik, like Kamala or King Kong damn Bundy. Call me no damn that stuff, man. You got the damn nerve. I'm a damn truth seeker. And I'm gonna find the damn truth, whether these Negro heathens love it or damn not. I can give two shits if they don't like it. As you can see my damn screen on my phone, but you can see my face on here, right? I hope so. I just don't like a smart aleck heathen Negro who don't know shit about the Bible. They only know how they can get their neck bones and collard greens and mashed potatoes uh, splattered on their damn plate when it's dinner time. Calling me a damn conspiracy theorist now. We are truth seekers, family. I know y'all go through that same shit when somebody in your family, somebody you know, try to damn, they gonna cake for this white Neanderthal any damn way. They gonna cake for this Babylonian system any damn way. But let them keep caking, and let them keep eating damn cake, and being unhealthy, literally. I'm about to go to bed. It's 10:30, but I hope you guys enjoyed the little video you have seen about this power outage in New York. It wasn't people in New York, man. They ain't patient with a damn. When those power outages come, they can't help but to be patient. You know? What's in store for Hurricane Barry? Let's see. Since we on the damn phone, since I'm sharing my screen on my phone, Hurricane Barry. Let's see. They still got Hurricane Michael up here. Hurricane basketball. What the hell? Let's see. More than $120 in cash. Okay. Let's see. An hour ago. Let's see what's going on. I got 34% on my phone. See. New Orleans, Hurricane Barry crept onto the shore of Louisiana, west of Florida. We're in New Orleans on Saturday, drawing cautious optimism from city residents. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. All right, fam. My bad. New Orleans Hurricane Barry crept onto the shores of Louisiana west of flood Rary, New Orleans on Saturday, drawing cautious optimism from city residents who saw little rainfall from the storm as of evening and from officials in western coastal parishes that were drenched and battered, but had prepared for much worse. After a brief life as a Category 1 hurricane, Barry was downgraded to a tropical storm as it made landfall and continued to weaken. But the threat of flooding brought on by the storm's incessant rain remained high, particularly in the Baton Rouge as the system charged north. This is just the beginning, Governor John Bell Edwards, Louisiana, said at the mid-afternoon news conference. I ask everyone to stay vigilant and be safe. This has always been projected to be a rain flood event, and it will be. The governor said that officials were closely watching the Admit and Comet rivers. These rain-swollen waterways contribute to a catastrophic flooding in area Baton Rouge in August 2016 that killed 13 people, huh? And displaced tens of thousands, some of whom had not been able to move back into the area. I ain't never heard of this shit now. So this rain-swollen waterways could contribute to the catastrophic flooding in and around Baton Rouge in August 2016 that killed 13 people. Never heard of that. The Comet River's crest should be very close to, if not slightly higher than the crest in August of 2016. They are they estimating there's gonna be deaths. It's like they know it's gonna be some people dead. You know what I mean? This is obviously not good news. Of course, this is obviously not good news here. Of course it's not. Shit, you just said, damn, in August 2016, 13 people died. Now you're saying the Comet River's crest could be very close to, if not slightly higher than the crest in August of 2016, which killed 13 people. That is obviously not a good news. Not good news here, of course. Let me see. Look at Mr. Police Officer. Y'all ain't out fucking with niggas. Y'all ain't out messing with Negroes on the streets and just harassing folks. I get that storm got y'all pinned in the damn house, huh? And so as French Quarter tourists and ponchos, I guess late puncher train, whatever that shit is, set out tentatively, whatever, in a light drizzle on Saturday afternoon for sightseeing and bar shopping. Baton Rouge residents wondered if they were in for a tragic repeat of 2016. In the neighborhood of Comet Hills, just outside of Baton Rouge, Carr and Stephanie Will worked to elevate anything in their home stored lower than 3 feet. They know their damn house gonna get flooded off the floor. The 2016 flood, they said, brought 2.5 feet of water inside their damn house. Well, I be damned. They gutted everything to the ceiling and just finished their repairs in December. And here come Hurricane Barry Bonds about to hit another home run. Now it looked like everything could be ruined again, and there was nothing to do but wait for a river to rise. I guess you just gotta take it like a damn man and one man. Just waiting is hard, said with Miss Will, who's 53 years old. The storm came ashore near Intracoastal City, Louisiana, a low-lying industrial town in Vermilion Parish, south of Lafayette, Louisiana. Becky Burchard, the parish Homeland Security Director, pretty sure she's white, pretty sure she's a damn baloney skin, said that the long road leading to the town had flooded, but that her office had not received any calls about structural damage. She estimated that around 75 people live in the intracoastal city, which was under a voluntary evacuation. The storm moved north and west with maximum sustained winds of 65 miles per hour. It was expected to plow up through the state toward Arkansas border. Damn, look at that. New Orleans, man. God told you, he said, get the hell out of New Orleans and damn Hurricane Katrina 2005, and y'all still up there clipping your toenails, watching reruns of the Partridge Family and damn Gilligan Island, and you just don't give a damn about flooding again. But you know, hell, no, people can't afford to move. Hell, I can't afford. Trust me, if I could move to Ghana, West Africa, I'd be on the damn next plane going to West Africa, getting the hell out of Babylon. Because these people have lost their damn mind when it comes to loving this wicked system. The storm was originally expected to make landfall around Morgan City, Louisiana. A near citywide blackout there prompted officials to shut down the faltering electrical system to make repairs, meaning that the power would stay off through the storm. Still, the 30 inches of rain that the mayor Frank Grizzaifi had been expecting turned out to be much less. More rain was still to come, but by midday, Mr. Gerzafi was in better spirits. Things are pretty good here, he said. For the most part, yeah, we're holding up. He's happy about that. Elsewhere, elsewhere there was trouble. More than 121,000 people were out of power in Louisiana as of Saturday afternoon, according to the state's largest energy companies. Now, I guess they in good. I ain't gonna read all that shit, but I guess they are in good standings for now. We gonna see how much then they in good standings tomorrow. I don't want to read too much of this. In New Orleans this past week, many had feared that the storm would deluge an already engorged Mississippi River, straining the multi-billion-dollar flood protection system put in place since Hurricane Katrina struck 14 summers ago. But some of those fears were assuaged on Saturday when officials said that the river was predicted to crest at 17.1 feet by Monday. About 2 feet lower than earlier estimates, the flood stage for the city is 17 feet. Most of the fortress-like levees and flood walls are at least 20 feet high. By evening, though, the National Weather Service said that heavy rain was expected in New Orleans, issuing tornado and flash flood warnings of the city. Now, I'm going to stop here and show y'all this. Whatever. Now, I'm going to say this. You know, in the Midwest, right? You remember in Missouri and in Nebraska, they was like, it was raining. And then they said, well, this ain't over because once it reached over the flood, over the levees or over the walls up in the Midwest, it's going to get worse. And then it got worse a few days later. Well, this may get worse a few days later with all this rain. And I'm going to tell you this too. Look for another hurricane in that same spot soon. Like Hurricane Michael, it was Hurricane Irma, I think, in the Carolina. And I said, that's just a soft punch. That was a love tap from the Most High. I said, the Most High is going to hit you with a right hook, uppercut. And that was Hurricane Michael. So look for something a lot more stronger than this in the same area. Maybe a little bit on the other side of Florida. But I say the same exact area. Okay? Because if you think those hurricanes was bad if you think those tornadoes was bad this year, and they were bad, and they still happening, wait till these hurricanes and these forest fires. The Most High just getting warmed up. Wake Up Israel News with Chris Judas is off to the races and on the bed. Y'all have a great night and love you guys. Shalom, man.